Hi everyone, welcome to another session of PPM webinar. I'm Chitra Mehendale, Senior Technical Account Manager in SaaS. In today's webinar, Team Management Enhancements, I'm going to present a quick overview of Team Management module and discuss the latest enhancements in this module in detail. So let's get started. Here is the agenda. Let's first discuss why product has introduced Team Management module, followed by high-level process of configuring this module. I'll give a quick overview about how this module has evolved in last few years, and then we'll discuss this module's features and enhancements in detail. And at the end, we will have a question and answer session. In recent times, Agile and DevOps have become more and more popular methodologies in software industry as compared to waterfall methodology. More and more enterprise businesses are adapting to it. As you can see in this diagram, in waterfall methodology, we used basically the teams are segregated based on the work functions, and each team works in their own silos till almost the end of the release until the system integration and testing phase. So in waterfall, as you know, there are teams with like a development team, business analyst team, testing team, DBA team, and they work in silos earlier, but at the end they come together and do a system testing. While in agile, work gets assigned to a cross-functional team, and there is a continuous delivery expected at the end of each sprint, which is usually 3 to 4 weeks. So you can see here Scrum team 1, 2, 3, 4, and each team consists of members from all these different teams. PPM team management supplements this resource management and was introduced to fulfill this requirement. PPM team management enables you as a team owner to set up your team, plan your work for your team, and then monitor team utilization and the costs. So let's look at the overall process for the team management. The, the block diagram that you see here basically summarizes the steps used in this process. So as a team manager, the team manager sets up the team. The team is usually consists of cross-functional resources that work together to deliver a particular initiative. The team manager defines a team with along with the any sub teams, resources, as well as unnamed resources. The initiative owner, usually a project manager, creates initiatives, usually proposals and projects, and then he or she creates a staffing profile for the project. For example, the staffing profile has all the roles and the number of resources that this project manager needs to deliver this project or initiative. Once he sets up the staffing profile, he then sends the resource requests to the team manager. And looking at the skills and the roles needed for this project and the availability of the team members or the resources, he then assigns the team. And then he monitors the team to make sure that the resources which are assigned to these initiatives are not over allocated or underutilized. And once the team manager sets up or assigns these resources to the initiatives, then initiative owner or project manager can check the team forecast labor costs. Um, Now let's talk about the team management evolution. The team management was introduced in version 9.52, and from then on, this module has been greatly enhanced in all the 9.5, 9.6, and 10.0 main versions, as well as in the service packs. In 9.52, it was mostly about creating a team by adding resource or sub-team to a team, adding team to a staffing profile positions, And then the team managers could view their team utilization from the team page, that is in the team utilization side. In 9.53, the flexibility around the team setup was enhanced by allowing a create a team from the resource pool. Team time was added, which served as a cost factors. There was also focus on team monitoring by highlighting team assignment pipelines in strategic theme colors. Each drill down into initiative details and filter on the team assignments. In 9.54, the team overview tab was added with the team capacity and cost charts. Team heat map was also added to provide comprehensive view of capacity demand allocation. And now we could create a team from a resource pool as well. So here is the summary of an enhancement that went in 9.55. There are lots of enhancement that went in 9.6 and the service packs. And the main, the top two ones are, the demand tab and the utilization tab was introduced. I'm going to talk about the 9.6 and the enhancement added in 10.0 in the next few slides more in detail. But this is just to give an overview of how the team management module was evolved over the all these versions. And lastly, in 10.0 or 10.02 actually, in all earlier versions than 10.01 and earlier, once you enable the team management and related um, features, you um, basically you cannot turn it off. But in 10.02 and onwards, product have provided the flexibility that you can turn off the team management and these features if you do not want to. So let's look at the how you can turn on the team management. So to turn on the team management and the related features, you need to go to admin console and toggle features. So here you can toggle the team management features and the all the related features along with the team management. The first one is the team manage assignment in work plan. So if you enable this feature, then you will be able to assign or select resources in the teams in the work plan and assign it once the all the positions are created in the staffing profiles and you are looking at the work plan to assign those tasks. For the next one is the creating a resource pool automatically when the when you have created a team. You can turn it on if all your resource pools, basically if you are using the teams and you want to create the resource pool by default, you can turn on this feature. uh, then the next one is a team assignment in staffing profile. So in the staffing profile you can assign resources, and now you can assign also the team directly in staffing profile. You just need to turn on this feature. Similarly, if you want to view the forecast labor cost for the staffing profile, just turn on this feature. As I said earlier, um, for PPM 10.01 and all earlier versions, once you enable the team management and team and assignment features, you could not disable it. But from 10.02, if you no longer want to use these features, you will be able to disable the team management and the features. Now let's look at the team management and its tab. So basically, as the team management module was evolved over the period of few versions, the look and feel of the team management was slightly modified, where the number of tabs were added, or some of them are also renamed. But if you see this, the look and feel that I'm showing right now is basically this is a similar look and feel from 9.65, and even for 10.02, it's the same look continued. There are total 6 tabs, and we will go through each tab in detail to see what each tab has and how you can use it. The first tab is Overview tab, and let's talk about that. So when you are creating a team, you go to the menu and you say Team Management. You will see this UI. Use this button to create a new team, and you can see that there are a couple of options here, like My Teams and All Teams. Obviously, My Teams are the teams that you have defined and have full access to, and All Teams are defined that you can have at least minimum view access to, or you might have also have edit access. So if you go to All Teams, it will list all the teams in the system. So before creating the teams, let's talk about configure global team settings. So if you click on this wheel, it basically has it will take you to the global team setting screen. The concept is very similar to the project overview page or the setting. So here we are setting up a team overview or team overview page, and this is a default or team overview page for any team in the system once this is configured. So there are a couple of options. First is the enable team overview customization. So once you enable, we turn on this button, it basically enables you to set up the default overview for the team, for any team that will be created in the system. And also you are giving uh, authorization to a team manager that he can customize the team overview page um, based on what he wants to show in that particular team. The next is the team overview default view. So here is a default view for any team, and you can actually add the portlets from the available out-of-box portlets right here. The number of resources and the team running cost, these are two standard portlets which are introduced in 9.63. And this is how once you configure the team overview page and when you create a team, um, this is how it shows up in the overview page. So I have two portlets right now, number of resources and team running cost. The number of resources shows the number of resources on that particular team. So in this case, implementation team, FI22, for over the period of um, duration that you have selected for this portlet. And the team running cost shows the running cost for that team over the period of time that is selected. Using this wheel on the left hand side, you can actually change overview layout, and you can add more portlets if you want to get the that data on your overview page. Also, you can export this page to PDF. So if you are presenting any progress about the team and utilization of team or the capacity planning, you can actually you can export this and send it to your team or the management also during the presentations. So that's very handy. So that's about the overview tab. Now let's talk about the members tab. So I'm on the members tab, which is second tab. So basically member tab basically shows the hierarchical view of the team. So that it can have a sub team, the resources assigned to the team, as well as unnamed headcount for the team. So in this case, so for PPM delivery team, implementation team is sub team for it, and Andy belongs to the implementation. Alton and Amrish belong to delivery team directly, and there is a unnamed headcount DBA for defined on this team that is currently not it's unknown, so there is no resource assigned for that particular position right now. It shows you the total capacity of the team on the top, and all on the this grid it actually showing the assigned capacity for individual resources. On if you see on the top, there are lots of options provided on this screen, and these are the common options that are provided on most of these team management tabs. So the first is the add filter. So you can add filter if the team is very big, and if you want to filter based on the manager or region, specialty, or dates, you can do that using this add filter. You can also search resource using this search button. You can select the period range from which you want to see the assignment basically for the team, and then you can select the period type, whether it's a weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly. Here we have selected on monthly basis. The columns, you can add the columns that are shown here. You can select all of them, or you can select the columns that you want to show or see here. Column width can be adjusted. Also, the columns you can actually drag and drop and change the sequence of the columns in this UI. The show disabled teams, this feature was introduced in 964, where in case if you want to also show some of the disabled sub teams or something, you will be able to see that here using this button. And at the end, so here is the hierarchical view of the members. There is also another view which is a organization view. So at the end, when you have this icon, you can click on these two icons to see toggle the uh, basically the view. And in the organization view, you will see the how what is the parent and the child teams and the sub teams. So in this example, the AOS team has sub teams even underneath. So you can use the press plus icon to see more teams, more sub teams of AOS team. So these are the two main views for the members tab, and all the buttons or options that I mentioned earlier are mostly available for most of the other tabs also. Also, one thing I want to mention here, um, for members and demand utilization tab, all the selections that you do on these are saved in the browser. So once you have selected this particular, suppose a date range or a period type, those are saved in the browser. So once you go to another team, you will see the same preferences that you have selected, since those are saved in the browser. So that actually helps to give that uniform look and feel per user. So the user can change the look and feel what he wants to see. And for all different teams, when he's browsing along different teams, he can see um, the that data is displayed. Now for the members tab, when you want to add a resource, you just have to add, just click on this add menu and then select the resource, add the details with the name, effective date, and the participation. Very similar concept as resource pool. So the participation in the team and then the effective date for that. And once you save that or add that, this is how it shows on the members tab. So the Abbey is showing right here in the members tab, and the total capacity is for the particular team, and this is the capacity for that particular resource. So similarly, you can add unnamed headcount, as well as you can add a new team. So in the new team, there are two options. You can create a new team using the name, and other provide all the details, say create. For add existing team, you just mention um, the create team, provide the name. So this is for existing name. You can just select it, and you are just adding into sub team in this particular team. You can transfer the once you have assigned that the team and the unnamed resources, you can then transfer them to other teams if you want. So for transfer of the team from the team to another team, you just name the mention. You can also transfer a resource to another team right here, a team, and just mention the transferred participation also. That I just want to make sure that if you want to transfer, you need to have a edit rights to that particular team to transfer the team to any sub team or a resource. You can also remove resource or unnamed headcount or sub team. Once you use this button to do that, it actually shows you this confirmation window. Once you say yes, um, that will get removed, and all the capacity and all the other things also gets removed and then recalculated in the system as well. Now let's look at the demand tab. So here in 964, So I just wanted to show you, this is a screen from the staffing profile. So when a project manager adds this manager position, and in the resource pool, he selects the team and saves this demand. Uh, it basically, this is how it shows in the demand tab of the implementation team, because the implementation was selected here. So for that particular project, uh, this uh, manager position will be shown, and then you can use a quick assign or find resource to assign this position, to assign a resource to this position. If there are too many demands from this particular team, then you can forward this demand to some other team, or you can reject it for now. So for quick assign, these are the two options which are introduced in. One is the option in 9.66, that you can commit the resources. So in quick assign, you can search the resources, it will list down all the resources, and then you say just commit, select one and commit um, for that particular demand. Or the second is a distribute demand evenly across all the resources. You can use that. When you assign the resources to a position from a demand tab, by default, only enabled resources are shown in the selection. So in this list, only enabled resources will be shown, and that was a change made in 10.02. And in the for the advanced assign, you can actually, there is a way where it's very similar to the staffing profile, where you can actually search by role or the skills and then assign. This the green shows the capacity of that particular resource. So based on the how much that resource is available, and based on that the skills as well as capacity, you can then assign. So you can either use quick assign or advanced assign to assign the resources to the individual um, team. Again, once you assign, if you want to make any changes, you can unassign the resources if you need to, or you can change from the committed to soft book. You can do that as well in the demand tab. And here you can edit the individual values um, by just double clicking in the double clicking on the each individual cell. Now let's look at the team utilization. The utilization tab shows the assignments and the remaining capacity of each team member in your team and its sub-teams for a specific time. This enables team members to analyze their team members' workload. The resources remaining capacity is it's shown, the remaining capacity is shown on the top here and here. The colors are indicated based on what the threshold are chosen. And if you want to see that this threshold or change the threshold, use this color message, color palette here, and where you can actually describe what's the threshold for all these colors. So you can, using this color, you can see that there is an over allocation right here for bill. So the team management manager can then see how he can edit that and avoid the over allocation. You can use the edit button to basically edit individual teams, and then change the capacity basically and the allocation. Now let's talk about the roadmap. The team roadmap shows the team and sub-team utilization calculated in the unit of hours over the period selected. If an initiative is aligned with a portfolio strategic theme, the initiative pipeline is highlighted in the strategic theme color. So here you can see for the PPM delivery team, this is the the total utilization, which is a 231%, is obviously over allocated. So this is for total for the entire period, and for monthly utilization, it's shown right here per month. And obviously the team manager needs to take a hard look at it and reduce the over allocation for done for this team and the resources. This also shows all the, you can use this filter to select the different entities, and these entities basically show you how these entities align with each other or during that period. So how the projects different times, they are aligning with each other, if there is any overlap, and that will give a better idea of time manager how he can reduce this over allocation. The team roadmap used to be called as Team Gantt in 964 and earlier, and now it is renamed as roadmap in later versions. And as I mentioned, if there is any alignment with the strategic theme, for example, for this project XYZ implementation, there is a strategic theme as customer engagement, which is indicated in the purple color. So the same color is shown here for that project, which aligns with the strategic theme color. So that is easy for team manager to understand. Then the heat map provides all the supply and demand related to data from various perspectives. Its colored scheme allows you to visualize the team visualization and gain comprehensive insight on the team's management. From 966, the data displayed in the heat map has been optimized to show information that is meaningful to team members. So here I'm showing the heat map for a resource. So it shows the allocation. So he's in the hours, and you can change it to FT or hours here. I'm showing it allocation for July, all these 3 months in hours. So the allocation is 40 hours in July. The capacity total for Alan Alton is 160. So the remaining capacity is 120, and the percentage of utilization is 25% for July, and same in August. So this is for a particular resource. In this, we can also note here there is a gray area shown here, which shows that the resource is unavailable to be assigned. And why this is in this case? Why this case? Because the end date for this resource was end of August. That's why it's not available from September onwards, and that is clearly shown in the gray area, so the team manager knows. The same heat map is shown for the particular team now, which is delivery team, and again it's a total utilization, capacity, remaining capacity allocation for the team, and the initiatives for that team is shown here, along with the unmet demand and percentage fulfilled. And lastly, the team assignment to work plan feature that you need, as I talked earlier, that you need to enable that on the team admin console. Once you have enabled that feature, you will be able to select a team and the resources for that team when you are assigning the task in the work plan. And with that, um, I'm done with this presentation. First of all, I would like to take a moment to say thank you for attending the session.